Hi there, in this video I'm going to show you four sample libraries that I've paid real money for but never ever single once used in any composition ever. That's not to say that they're bad sample libraries, because I don't think they are. It's just that they don't fit in with my, I don't know, with my workflow or my way of thinking. So first one then is Sonoskinetic Tin Brass, which in theory should sound really, really fantastic. Now, my first issue with this is that you press the buttons and nothing happens. I think you have to play a chord. Okay, and I don't know. Well, obviously I haven't read the instructions, because I never read the instructions to anything, but I don't know how to change these. And I don't. Oh, here we go. This changes the sounds. Okay, so this is the bottom and this is the top here. Let's do these a bit faster then. Can we do that? How do you change that? Here, there. Okay, so the sound of this is fabulous. I mean, the actual sound, the recording is really, really good. It's changing chords. Just looking for my foot pedal. Let's try this again. Do you hear that? There's a bit of a gap. I can't. So I think I find the sound of that really, really amazing. What I found really, really difficult is to fit that into a composition for some reason. It's just too rigid and too fixed and just sticky, stuck. And I found changing, it encourages you just to do the same thing over and over again, rather than put in any sort of variety, I think. So I've never quite been able to shoehorn it in. I think it's a great library. I think it sounds fantastic and I really like the principle. But it's not really for me. I've never found a way of using it. I've got ostinato strings here somewhere as well. And I have exactly the same issue with that. Okay, next one, on we go. This is a bit of a weird one. This is Cinematic Studio Piano by CSS, Cinematic Studio Strings. Cinematic Studio, I don't know. I use Cinematic Studio Strings all the time, love them. I really like their woodwind, really like their brass. The piano. Okay, well, this one, I don't know whether this is me or it is them. It seems very sort of bright, very sort of characterless to me. So what would I normally go for? I'd use Noir by Native Instruments quite a lot. I actually use some of the East-West pianos. Some of the Steinway samples aren't too bad there. Obviously the felt piano, again by Native Instruments, which is somewhere here. Unicorda, that one is lovely. This one, it's just very bland. It has no real redeeming features. It's just very, don't know, not particularly interesting. I don't find it blends with the other Cinematic Studio sample libraries as well, which is surely a failing on my part, but I don't know, can't get along with it. Okay, moving on. This is a particular favourite of mine because it looks so beautiful. Is this Sonoskinetic as well? It might be. Not totally sure, but I think it probably is. I think this is Sonoskinetic as well. It's called Indie. Yes, there we go. Sorry, Sonoskinetic. Again, this is beautiful sounding. And it looks so pretty. I mean, that is absolutely lovely, isn't it? But how the hell do you work it? I have no idea. So it has some really lovely little phrases on it. I can't remember how to work it, is the question, is the problem. You can watch me struggle because this is, oh, okay, you can get the MIDI there. I mean, it's a total mystery, isn't it? I want to be able to, oh, here we go. Here's the menu. So let's try the string quartet menu. So, okay, look, there's some little samples. Beautiful live recordings. How do you get that in a different key, though? Now, I think these keys here, down here, you can assign one of these sounds to it, and you can change the key of it here, I think. Can't get minor. I find that confusing for some reason. I don't know why. It doesn't always tally as far as I can work out. But just listen to this. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. So lovely. Melodic percussion also is gorgeous. How the hell you assign it to the keys, I'm not entirely sure. That's a failing on my part for not reading the instructions. The other thing about it, it sounds so beautiful. Again, it's very difficult to shoehorn it in unless you maybe start with one of those samples as your beginning point or something. They sound beautiful. They're beautifully recorded. But again, it's like, I don't know, I can't quite get it to fit into a composition somehow. It's not the mix or anything, it's just musically wise. It never quite does what I want it to do. There's another issue with things like this, in that where you've got a little bit of a melodic line for the sort of writing I do. I write a lot of production music libraries. And obviously these are copyright, royalty free. You can use them in anything you want, totally legally. The issue or problem becoming that if I use this in a track and somebody else has used it in a track and it somehow gets flagged, then that can cause problems. There's nothing sort of illegal with it because everyone's entitled to use it. But if it's been used in a song and I used it in another song, it can become very complicated. So I know music libraries are quite wary of melodic samples particularly, and a lot of this is sort of melodic sampling, I think. Hence why I don't use it for that reason. Don't know why I bought it actually. I think it just sounded so beautiful, which it does. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's lovely. So I don't use it for that reason. I find it difficult to shoehorn into compositions, and I do find this utterly beautiful GUI really, really hard to find my way around. Okay, lastly but not least, what could this be? It's so slow, this library. It takes about 3 years to load up. There we go. I love output stuff, and I actually think that this is a really, really good sample library. I've just never used it. I can't. Well, it loads up really slowly is the first thing, and that might just be my machine, but I suspect it's not, because there's other analog strings, for example, I've got loads up slowly as well, and they're on a flash drive and a hard solid state drive, and it's, I don't know, it takes time. What is it with these? Okay. I think it's that it's just difficult to find stuff on it. I mean, I should use this more. It sounds amazing. I don't know why I don't. I find it difficult to. I think there's so much on these things. There's so many sounds. I find it difficult to sort of find a sound that I'm imagining. I think in some ways the sounds on these things are often too big and too complicated, and I'm looking for something simpler. and I can achieve the same thing elsewhere more quickly and easily. I think as a starting point for compositions, these are great, probably. That one randomly, for example, you know, chances of that fitting into something quite remote. Starting off a composition with that though, and that mean the main thing going all the way through. Yeah, probably yes, I think. Really like that. I should use this sample library a lot more. It is fabulous, but what's Ice Cavern? It's so big though. It's so big and movie, and it takes over the whole mix, something like that. But wonderful stuff. Okay, so there we go. 4 sample libraries I've got but have never ever used in a single composition. I will make an effort to use analog brass and winds because I think it sounds gorgeous, and I think with some tweaking and some time I could actually get a lot out of that one. What was this? Indie is a no for me for the reasons that I already described. I've got better pianos, or nicer sounding pianos, more characterful pianos than the Cinematic Studio piano, in my opinion, that I use and like more. And the good old Sonoskinetic ostinato strings and ostinato brass. Where are you? They just, I don't know, I just can't get them to fit in. They sound fantastic. I just cannot get them to fit and to do what I want them to do. I don't find them flexible enough. Hope that was interesting. Do you have any sample libraries that you have bought but never ever used? I bet you do. Let me know in the comments. Thank you. Bye.